Hello everyone and welcome back to Slay the Spire. My name is Lobster. Unfortunately, the audio in this episode is going to be a little bit fucked because unfortunately my mic wasn't registered when I recorded the audio, the voice audio. But anyhow, let us jump in. Of course, we are going to be playing the Silent, the new character that we unlocked last time. We've got a giant whale here. So, I think I end up going with the max HP. My reasoning behind this, of course, being that I thought it was more worth it, since the enemies have 1 health in the next 3 combats, was a little bit short term. So, max health is way better, I believe, personally, of course. Now, we could go down the solo path, but that's a little bit depressing, so I decided, you know what, fuck it. Let's take the thick route instead. Beautiful. Now we got a jaw worm. That's not nice. Ugly little creature. So, let's play a defense, I think. Yeah. Or a survivor, that's even better actually. 8 block. And we can discard 1 card. Since we already have way more block than we need, let's only discard a block card. I suppose it didn't really matter what I discarded there. So yeah, beautiful. Didn't take any damage there, all plaid. So if we neutralize him, since it's the 0 cost card, we won't get free damage and he becomes a little bit weaker. And then we can just focus on attacking him. We don't really need to play a block there, but I did anyway, because I'm a mad lad. Now, he does gain strength, which isn't nice at all. So instead we're going to block, so we don't take any damage at all here. And then smack him. Beautiful. Look at that block damage. Amazing. We're going to neutralize him again. And then we're going to strike him. Here we are. Beautiful. Also play the block, because I'm a mad lad. And that's just how I roll. Now, once again, he has quite a bit of strength. And 13 damage is nothing to scoff at. So we want to avoid that as much as we can. We are going to take 3 damage here. Which is unfortunate. And once again, we're going to go all out on the attack. Because, of course, he's not attacking me, so we don't need to block anything. Look at that. He's now 20 damage is quite a bit. So we're going to ignore that and just kill him instead. Look at that. Beautiful. We've got a Ghost in a Jar. Intangible. Reduce all HP taken to 1. Or damage taken, not HP taken. What am I talking about? And we also get to pick a free card. So we got Dagger Spray. Deal 4 damage to all enemies twice. We get Choke. Deal 12 damage. Whenever you play a card this turn, the enemy loses 3 HP. That is quite good as well. Or we can get Predator, deal 15 damage next turn, draw 2 additional cards. So, Choke, I feel like, is probably the best option here. And that is the card I do end up taking. Off to the unknown. You come across an inconspicuous pedestal with a shining gold idol sitting peacefully atop. It looks incredibly valuable. You don't see any traps nearby. So, we do get 25% more gold, but we also trigger a trap if we were to take the idol. Now, I do end up taking it. Spoiler alert. So, of course, the trap is triggering. Grab the idol and stow it away. A giant boulder smashes through the ceiling into the ground next to you. You realize the floor is slanted downwards as the boulder starts to roll towards you. Now we can outrun it, become cursed, get an injury, which is an unplayable card that just clogs up our deck. We can smash it, take 19 damage, or we can lose 6 HP from hiding. Now, I do end up running, because I felt like the unplayable card clogging up my deck. Run! You barely leapt into the side passage as the boulder rushes by. Unfortunately, it feels like you sprained something. Now that is quite unfortunate. Into the shop we go. Ooh, quite a few cards here that are good. Got another dagger spray that we could get. A slice, which is really good. 5 damage for 0 cost. It's quite good. We got a blur. Gain 5 block. Block is not removed at the start of your next turn. Or we can get Blade Dance for sale. Add 2 shivs into your hand. Caltrops. Deal 3 damage when you're attacked. It's quite good. Unfortunately, we couldn't get rid of the injury card there. We can get a Mind Blast. Innate. Deal damage equal to the number of cards in your draw pile. That is quite good. Definitely not a bad pickup if we had a bit more cards. Also starts with that one. But for the 2 cost, I did end up picking the Bladed Dance. And then I also end up picking up the Slice, because that is quite a good card. Then we proceed into a monster. Since those 2 paths are more or less identical, I did end up choosing the right one due to the fact that if I change my mind and want to go in another direction, I can. Now we are going to take 5 damage here. Now of course we could have killed the small guy, but I felt like that would have been a little bit of a waste to use the choke on. So I instead use it on the acid slime. Medium big bar. Of course, I did waste that choke, more or less, anyhow. So it wasn't really the smartest of plays. Now, I'm going to go full block here as I don't want to take any damage whatsoever. Look at that, beautiful. 3 block to spare. And then we're going to go with a little neutralize to make his damage a little bit less. And we're gonna shiv so we can kill him. Look at that, beautiful. And then we end up using the choke to kill the little slime as well. Beautiful. No damage taken. And we got deadly poison, apply 5 poison. We got a backflip, gain 5 block, draw 2 cards. Or we can apply 4 poison, 2 weak to all enemies. And we also exhaust the card. Now, all of these cards are quite good, but we do end up going with the backflip, because it is very much so a good card. You find a shimmering mass of light encompassing the center of the room. Its warm glow and enchanting patterns invite you. So we can upgrade 2 random cards and lose 15 HP, or we can ignore it. Now, I do end up taking that. So we get a free strike upgrade and also a block upgrade. Now, here we're going to rest to regain some much needed HP. Since we do have another resting place just after one fight. Look at that. We got a cultist, Mr. Badman. We're gonna try and kill him as fast as we can, as with everyone we fight. We're gonna choke him, then we're going to prison shank him with the shivs that we gain from the blade dance. Absolutely beautiful. It's quite a bit of damage from the old exhaust. Not the exhaust, the choking. Now, here we deal a little bit of damage to him and actually kill him with that damage. So we didn't have to pull any more block cards. Now here we get the outmaneuver. Next turn, gain 2 energy, which is the card I do end up going with. Here we smith. So I think about upgrading the outmaneuver immediately to gain 3 energy, which is definitely quite good. or upgrade the choke to deal more damage. But I do end up upgrading the blade dance to gain another Shiv in my hand, since that is quite good. Now, my head calculations unfortunately aren't the best, so I don't really know which one to upgrade, the choke or the blade dance, to maximize damage. Now, I am of course going to be upgrading both of them as soon as I can, because that is quite a strong combo. And then we're going to keep moving upwards. We also gain a chest in the immediate future. Look at that. At the start of boss combats, gain 25 health. That is quite strong. We have to fight a rat and a louse. That is not nice. So we start up playing the choke to maximize the card damage, I believe. I do not actually. Put a strike first, and then I neutralize. I do pull the outmaneuver as well. And also prison shank him, because that is a very strong card. We'll take a little bit of damage here, but we are good. Unfortunately, I misread the outmaneuver card. I got a little bit confused in why I didn't get the energy there. So that's what you get, kids, when you don't read shit. Always read before you do things. Actually understand what things do. Now I do pull a backflip here. Draw 2 cards to kill him with the strike. And then I pull the survivor to block that damage that the louse is going to do. And then I slice him. Also ignore that defense card since it doesn't really do anything. And I've got quite a bit of defense going here. So I do just end up striking him and then moving on to the next turn. He's going to grow, get a little bit of strength there, which of course doesn't really matter in the end, because we are going to kill him with a strike. Get another ghost in a jar, which is quite good. It's a surprise tool that will help us later. Got a skewer, deals 7 damage times the energy cost. So for every energy that it costs, it's going to deal 7 damage once, which is quite a strong card. Which is the one I do end up taking, I believe. Or we can get the well-laid plans. At the end of your turn, retain up to 1 card. That is also quite good. Or 1,000 cuts. Whenever you play a card, deal 1 damage to all enemies. I did end up taking the skewer there, as you saw. We've got a bit of a little shop here. Got a mayhem. Riddled with holes. Deal 3 damage 5 times. That is also quite a strong card. But I do end up taking another outmaneuver, since it is quite strong, gaining loads of energy. You can do some very nice combos with that. As you can see here, we're quite close to the boss battle. So we got a bottle flame. Upon picking up, choose an attack to upgrade. Very nice. And I do upgrade the choke, I believe. Never mind, stupid. We're gonna pull the outmaneuver card to gain some extra energy next turn. Then we're gonna do a backflip, of course. Pull some cards and gain a little bit of block. I do end up pulling another outmaneuver card, gain some extra energy next turn. I'm gonna gain quite a bit of energy next turn from both of those outmaneuver cards. So we got 7 in total, which is going to allow us to do quite a bit of damage with the skewer. Of course, it's total overkill to use all of the 7 damage. It deals a massive amount of damage onto the poor little louse. We do end up using that to kill the second louse. Gonna weaken him a bit so he does less damage. Very nice. Take a little bit of damage there. Nothing we can't survive though. Then we just strike him and then we end the turn, because of course he's not attacking us, so we don't need to block. He did weaken us, unfortunately, so we're going to do a little bit less damage. Not that that is going to matter, of course, because we got the prison shanks. And no one survives those. Not for long, anyhow. We got a poison stab. It deals 6 damage and apply 3 poison. Piercing veil. All enemies lose 6 strength at the start of this turn, and we also exhaust it. That is quite strong. Or we can do a quick slash. Deal 8 damage, draw 1 card. So basically that is just the pommel strike from the Ironclad. We've got 2 rats here that we're going to try and kill as best we can. I'm going to start off with a blade dance to get some prison shanks. Here we are. Beautiful. Mr. Ratman has been properly shanked. And we're going to slice him and then also strike him, I believe, to put him out of his misery. And then we end up skewering the second rat with that 7 damage. I'm going to start off with a backflip to gain some extra cards. Fortunately, it was mostly block cards. Quite a few more than I needed. Now, some of you might have noticed I did end up starting off with the wrong card there and didn't use the upgrade block instead of just the normal one. Now, of course, we're going to start here with 2 more outmaneuver just to get that extra energy next turn. Do take a little bit of damage, but we do have 7 energy now, so we can murder him brutally with the strangulation. Speed potion. We're gonna get rid of that to get another ghost in a jar, which is quite useful. We got a flying knee, deal 8 damage next turn and gain an energy. Well, quite a bit of energy gain here. Dodge and roll, deadly poison. It is the flying knee that we end up going with. And then here, we end up resting. Gain some of that much needed HP back for the final battle. Now, he is doing something that we don't know. It's the unknown. The enemy's intentions are unknown. He is not attacking us, at the very least, which is quite nice. I'm gonna do a little skewer, I believe. Perhaps just a strike. I do end up using the strike and the quick slash, however, because I did realize that that would do more damage than just flat skewering. And then he does loads of mean stuff. Now that is quite a bit of damage. So we do end up using the Ghost in a Jar to remove that damage. Now, once again, I completely forgot that I could have taken no damage at all there. With the Defense Plus, which of course has a far higher block than just the standard one. Some good old prison shanks there, beautiful. Did a little bit of damage. And we do end up... Unfortunately, I am not the greatest at this game, so my play order isn't the best. Could have done quite a bit more damage than I did. Now, unfortunately, this boss is quite the pain with his burn cards. They're quite mean. Gonna pull a backflip to gain some more cards. Then we're gonna use a flying knee to gain some more energy. Energy overload. That's what we want. Now we did block out all that damage. Very nice. So we're not gonna take. We've only taken 1 damage so far. I do believe if we end up using the block and then the outmaneuver, and the choke and the strike. Quite nice. And here we don't take any damage either, due to our blocking. Got the Blade Dancer to get the shivs. Prison shank him. Lovely. Another quick slash. Gain a card. We'll skewer him. Did quite a bit of damage, and then we also use the neutralize to make him a little bit weaker. Then he's going to do a little bit of damage. But it's not really worth using a Ghost in a Flask for. So we use Survivor to discard a card. And then we block some more. And we are going to take another damage there. Quite unfortunate. We start off with another Survivor. Then we discard that burn card. Quite a play there. And then we do Blade Dance. Unfortunately, we couldn't afford the choke after that one, which would have been quite good. Then we're going to Prison Shank him as much as we can. Take another burn card to slog up our deck. Not nice whatsoever. Play another outmaneuver to gain some more energy. And then we end up using another Ghost in a Jar to not take that much damage. And then we also use the Flying Knee to deal some damage. Of course, the skewer isn't going to do any damage. However, I just wanted to double check. It just flies into our discard pile. Did a little bit of damage there, but we survived. Fortunately, we did get 3 in total burn cards to clog up our deck even more. We also had the injury there, so that was quite an unlucky hand that we got there. So block up as much as we can to take as little damage as possible. Got another burn card. We did get quite a good hand here though. So we're gonna start off with another block and quick slash him to see what we get. We get a strike, however. We do end up using the outmaneuver instead of the strikes though, just to get a little bit of an advantage next round. Turn. I'm gonna slice him and strike him and defend him and backflip him. Slice and dice. That's what we want to do. Now take quite a bit of damage there because he used his burn cards to burn away most of my block, which isn't nice at all. Gotta quick slice him to get a flying knee. Beautiful. I'm going to neutralize him and then strike him. So I've done quite a bit of damage here, and hopefully we can kill him either next turn or the turn after that. Doing almost 20 damage there. It's quite a bit of damage, and I don't have a huge amount of block, so I do believe I do end up using the Ghost in a Jar there to not take any damage. I do take 2. Don't take any damage at all actually because I used a block there. Beautiful. We do end up using the 2 strikes here to try and kill him. Of course we can't do that because we do end up not having enough damage, unfortunately. Another burn slug up our deck. Unfortunately for him, it's not going to matter, because the prison shanks are here to do the dirty work. Beautiful. Now we get another card. We can gain adrenaline, gain 1 energy, draw 2 cards, exhaust. It's quite a strong card. Obtain a random potion, exhaust. Or we can, at the start of your turn, draw 1 card and discard 1 card. I do end up going with the Alchemize. To gain a free potion is quite strong. I got a chest here as well, look at that. An empty cage. Upon pickup, remove 2 cards from your deck. It's quite good. Remove some bad cards. Calling Bell. Upon pickup, obtain 3 curses and 3 relics. Or Sneckai. We did go with the Sneckai last time, so I think we're going to go with the empty cage here. Just so we can remove some of the bad cards, such as the injury, which is quite good. And then we also remove a block, just to clog up our deck a little bit less. And there we are, Act 2. Of course, Act 2 is going to be for the next episode. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe, like, and favorite. My name has been Lobsterman, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.